Salute! It's time for the potato party. How y'all been doing? Anybody out there? Today I'm having some espresso instead of wine. It's just been a long day and I'm a little bit tired, so bottoms up. That was really hot. So you're wondering about my new chef hat, right? Let's rewind a little bit. This is actually a potato hat, and excuse me one second, my husband just walked in, so hi David. Dogs are barking now. So back to the potatoes. Let's see, I think it goes back to March. Let's start in March when my neighbor Troy said let's plant some potatoes. So all of our village, the village of Gold Hill, got together and helped to plant potato slips. And it was a ton of fun, and we planted them. And then, let's see, it was 2 weekends ago, we got together to harvest the potatoes. So we have a ton of potatoes. And after the harvest, I had a few people from the village who helped to harvest the potatoes over for a potato potluck. So everybody had a duty to make a potato dish. And my little friend Maddie, I can't remember how old she is, maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Anyway, she made me this glorious potato hat. And I think it looks kind of like a chef hat. So I'm gonna wear my potato chef hat today for the class, in case you're wondering what this is. I think it's so fabulous, right? Makes me look good. So let me show you our gorgeous potatoes. These are super fresh. If you go to the farmer's market right now, you can find them. Beautiful, beautiful potato. For this recipe today, you're gonna need fresh potatoes, okay? Not from the grocery store. I don't want you to buy from the grocery store because they don't taste like anything. A potato should taste like a potato. It doesn't need 8 million pounds of salt to put in it to make it taste like anything, okay? So you'll need just a little bit of salt with these potatoes because they taste so darn good. What are we making? Well, we're gonna make a potato casserole, but that sounds kind of boring, but it's not, I promise you. I make a really good grits and greens casserole, and when I was thinking about what I was gonna make for the potato party, I was like, what if I didn't do the grits and I did potatoes instead? So layer of mashed potatoes, layer of greens, whatever greens you like, maybe some bacon fat and bacon involved, and then another layer of potatoes on top in the oven. Everything's pretty much already cooked. You're just trying to brown the top, and then bacon crumbles on top of that. Super healthy, super delicious, and really not that hard to do. I did some of the steps ahead of time just so we're not sitting around waiting all day for potatoes to cook, etc. But I'm going to show you some tips, and then like if you want to watch this video afterwards, you can pause it and then restart it and pause it, restart, and pause it, restart. Hey everybody, I see all of you. Hey Jeannie. Hey girls, they're Jeannie's girls, maybe this hat. Hey girls. All right, so what we're gonna start out with, if you are cooking right now, I want you, I hope that you've washed your potatoes. I like to soak mine in water with baking soda. I soak all of my vegetables in water with a little bit of baking soda. I use this little sprinkle thing. Here, let me show you what I've got here. Everybody says, well, how much do you put in there? Just a few sprinkles. You get like this Parmesan sprinkle thing, vessel from Marshall's for like $2. And put your potatoes in a bowl, sprinkle it, put cold water in it, let it soak for about 10-15 minutes. Then scrub your potatoes really good. Then you can start your potatoes on with cold water. Just go ahead and put them in the cold water. Bring it up to a boil, and I boil my potatoes for about 50 to 60 minutes, depending on how big your potatoes are. But I've got 2 pounds of potatoes, and that's about 6 medium-sized potatoes. It depends on the size that you've got. So you're gonna boil your potatoes, all right? Then, the fun part, peeling. I don't peel beforehand because you take off a lot of the good stuff. My potato hat is falling off. All right, so what you can do is peel them after they come out of the boiling water. So strain, and they're super hot. So you might want to give them just a second to cool so that you can touch them, but don't cool them all the way because then it's super hard to put them through your ricer. We'll talk about that in a minute. So here's my first tip for you. We're gonna use, can you guess? Anybody out there, can you guess? No? Paper towel. All right. You just put the paper towel on the outside of the potato and you rub off the skin, like so. Can you see? So easy. Just wipe it right off. And that can go right into your compost bin. All right, then what are we gonna do to mash them? You could use just a traditional masher, or you can use a ricer. I really love a ricer because you get a really fine texture with the potatoes. Hey Cindy, how's everybody doing out there? It's been a few weeks. You all good? You been cooking some yummy things? I'm so glad you're here to cook with me. All right, so this is the potato ricer if you're not familiar with it. Super cool. Hey Ellen, how you doing? Do you have a potato ricer? If you don't, you need to get one. You put some potato into the potato ricer. You see? This is how I like to make gnocchi too. We might have to make that sometime soon. I have so much basil, as you can see. I decorated behind me with beautiful bouquets of basil. Try to make everything look beautiful for you in the background. All right, so look, you just press out. And I think the kids would really love doing this. Look at that, yeah. But it's kind of hard. I gotta put both of my hands. I got those potato digging arms now. Let me tell you the story about that. So Mr. Troy has a big old tractor that we use to take out the potatoes, dig out the potatoes with, but I don't have a tractor, so I used a hoe, and I hoed the heck out of the ground to get those taters out. I think I lost about 3 pounds, and I gained some muscle. Look at those things. Dang, the beach is that way. So, all right, enough silliness. That's what it looks like when you've riced your potatoes. So I'm gonna keep doing that. In the meantime, we gotta get our greens cooking, right? So if you have collard greens, it's gonna take a little bit of time. If you don't have collard greens and you wanna use something like Swiss chard or mustard greens or even kale, it depends on what kind you have. Like the curly kale will take a little bit longer, it's pretty tough. But the lacinato kale, also called dinosaur kale, really yummy, really good for you. That won't take very long, so I'm gonna use that today. I've already cooked my bacon in the oven. I cook it on a sheet tray. I learned this from Ellen. Hey Ellen, you're out there. Learned it from you. Put the oven on 350. Just lay the bacon out flat on the sheet tray. Put it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on what kind of oven you have. I have a gas oven, you might have electric oven. And depending on how your oven cooks. So you want to check it like maybe at the 20-minute mark and then every 10 minutes after. And when it's crispy to your liking, then take it out. Okay, and then you want to obviously pat it dry. Get all the grease off of it with paper towels. So this is my bacon. I want to give a shout out. No, I do not get paid by Windy Hill Farm for saying this. Ciao Silvana. Oh, we have an Italian in Italy watching. Hey Silvana. So this bacon is from my friend's farm, Windy Hill Farm. Super delicious. I think they're at 3 farmers markets now. They're definitely at the Atherton Mill Market. They're definitely at the Charlotte Regional Market. And I think there's another market uptown, Charlotte. This is all Charlotte area. You can get their bacon there, and all of their meat is delicious. giving them a plug because I love them. They're friends of mine. They're neighbors. They're awesome. And the bacon, once you have this bacon, you can't go back. So delicious. So quality of ingredients here. Super simple dish. Very few ingredients, but quality is key. Okay, want to get the good stuff. So go to the farmer's market this weekend. If you can't find Windy Hill Farm, go to the farmer's market. Get good, thick bacon. All right, that's my spiel. We'll get back to the bacon. After you pull it out of the oven and you pull it off the sheet tray, you're going to have a ton of grease. You're not going to get rid of that grease because it's delicious, right? So look at all this grease that came off of that. Oh yeah, right into the old arteries. So you're going to use that to cook your greens. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit. We won't need all of that. But you can save this, but just put it in your fridge. It'll solidify and pull it out as you need it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Let's see if I remember. It's been a while since I've been cooking with y'all. And I don't remember how to use my thing here. There we go. All right. So let's talk about the greens now. Kale, lacinato kale. The stem is really tough. If you have chickens, you can feed it to your chickens. If you don't, that's all right. Throw it in your compost pile. If you don't have that, well, you can just throw it away. You don't want to eat the stem because it's tough and it takes a long time to cook. Pull off the leaf just like that. If you have big leaves, I really love teaching people how to do this. You can take a sharp knife. Make sure your knife is sharp. And just go on down like so. Can you see? So easy. I do that with parsley too. So you can do it either way. I'm already burning things. Make sure we don't have too much in there. A lot of grease. About to smoke y'all out of here. All right, there we go. So you can just add your kale straight to the pan, just like so. This potato hat. Leafy greens for the win! So, okay, let's talk about some other things. It is just like summer has just sprung. I can't say spring is sprung because spring is over. Summer has sprung. Summer has, somebody give me a good thing to say. Summer has situated itself. Summer has, I don't know. Summer has sprung though. And everything is growing. There's a ton of green beans that I just picked. Ooh, I want to show you all these green beans. I went to Mr. Troy's house and picked all these green. This is from my garden. Little tomato. Look at all those green beans. I think I'm just going to blanch them and then put them in the freezer because I don't feel like canning anything. And I can't eat all of these by myself, so I'm going to stick these in the freezer. But maybe we'll have to do another cooking class of green beans. Although, I've been making a lot of kale salads lately, and it's kind of on the tail end of greens time. So maybe we'll do a kale salad next week. What do y'all think about that? Summer is here. Yes. Thank you, Cindy. I was looking for something with an S, like spring has sprung. Summer has... Summer has sprung. Anybody? Anybody? It is hot. Laura. So my friend Laura, sweet Laura, is watching. She has gone up to New York to work on farms. Right now she's working on a farm, taking care of their greenhouses. And she is living the dream. I'm real proud of her. She used to work with me. She's my cousin, but also my good friend. She was also a bridesmaid in my wedding. But she worked for me from age 17 to I think 23 through my business, The Tiny Chef, and catered a lot with me and served with me, and we make up words together. So I was about to say scrambled around with me. Scramble is a word that I've made up. Scramble-dample. Scramble is kind of like not mischievous, but like the good kind of mischievous doings. You know what I mean? Scrambled around. Didn't we, Laura? So, I might need to turn this up a little bit. Alright, we got to get those going. If you see that they're starting to like turn brown or something like that, you can always add a little bit of chicken stock or something to the pan. But you want them to be tender when they go into the dish, okay? Just pulling kale. Just getting all the arm workouts today. So, what else is going on the farm out here? I don't know about the last time I spoke to you, but you know that I am a new beekeeper. Last year I started keeping bees. This year is my second year, and I am obsessed with it. I love it. Those bees have really kept me busy this year, and I went from 2 hives in the spring to 12 hives. I've got another swarm that I just caught a couple of weeks ago. They're working on a new hive. So if you're ever curious about the bees, I'm still learning. So ask me some questions, maybe not on this feed, but through Facebook or text me or something. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find out the answer for you, because I want to know all there is to know about the bees. And that also means, that being said, that our first extraction of honey will be this weekend. And that means I will have some of that golden deliciousness in a bottle in the next month or so. I'm waiting on my labels, but I will have some honey very soon, which is going to be awesome. So let me know if you're interested in buying some. I'll be selling that. And I've also started making lip balm with the wax cappings from extraction. So that's been super fun. And I'm building that little small side business. It's going to be called The Tiny Farm. And yes, I am plugging it, because Tiny Chef, Tiny Farm go together like peas and carrots. Alright, so this guy's going. Back to cooking. Alright, let's squeeze some more potatoes through the ricer. Summer has scrambled. That is amazing. Yes to the kale salad. And Julie would like some honey. All right, Julie, I got you, girl. So, back to the potatoes and the ricing. What are we going to add these to make them super delicious? Everybody loves mashed potatoes, and it's good with just salt, butter, and cream, right? Or milk or whatever you use. Okay, so you could do it just simple, like that. The lip balm and the honey are great. Get you some. Thank you, Ellen. Yes. They are great. You should get you some. Alright, so let's keep working on the potatoes. The way I'm going to take mine from 2 to 10 is I'm going to add a little bit of roasted garlic. So I just took a whole bunch of garlic, wrapped it in aluminum foil, stuck it in the oven one time when I was cooking. It's probably a week or 2 ago. Wrapped it in. Threw it in the oven, just literally on with the sheet tray of whatever I was cooking, and pulled it out with whatever I was cooking, and it's done. Okay, how do you know it's done? The garlic clove gets really soft and a little bit brown, not like a caramelized brown color, okay, not like dark brown, light brown. I'm going to add a little bit of this roasted garlic straight in there. I'm just going to add it straight in because it's soft. It'll mix in, okay? Need my spurtle. Do you all remember the spurtle? This is like my favorite kitchen tool, the spurtle. I think I told you about my love affair with QVC. And I never bought anything from QVC. I just like to watch it. I think we need some more bacon grease in here. Cook them greens. So sometimes I watch QVC when I'm feeling anxious, and the way that they can talk about nothing for so many hours is so beautiful to my ears. And one night they were talking about the spurtle, and it is amazing. I love it. It's like a spoon and a spatula all in one. You can mix and fold and do and scramble and pample. Y'all are learning all of my words today. This is exciting. All right. So, if I had a little bit of stock or something, I'd probably add it to get this going a little faster, but I don't, so we'll just let it keep going. Remember what we're gonna do to peel these potatoes. It's gonna be the paper towel trick. Just using the paper towel to rub off the skin. If you wanted to mash the skin up in there with it, that's fine too. It just will get stuck in your ricer if you have a ricer. Okay, and remember the ricer I showed you at the beginning. Put your potato inside. And push with your potato strength. Potato arms. Dang, that is really a workout. And in case you're just starting to watch, and you're wondering about my awesome potato, you lost me for a second there. We were getting a phone call, sorry about that. My neighbor's kids made me this hat. It's supposed to be a potato, can you tell? It's a potato chef hat. Alright, so I'm peeling this potato. Putting it in the ricer. And pushing it through. Put it in the ricer and push it on through. Just like that. Then you can use your awesome spatula to clean it off, like so. Okay, when you're done, what I want you to do is add a little bit of salt. Okay. You put your garlic in there, your roasted garlic. Excuse, my dogs are barking. My husband's gonna be in trouble after this for making them bark. Darn you, David. Alright, we're about to take it up beyond 10. We're gonna take it to 15, maybe 16, maybe 17.2 with the smoked paprika. Loving this right now. I don't know why, but I'm on a kick of smoked paprika. Can't even say it. Smoked paprika is so good. Smoky, rich, delicious. Adds a cool color to it as well. So you're going to add a little bit of that to your potatoes, okay? We'll keep this guy going. Keep turning it down and then up. This induction burner cooks really fast, so it's either like frying it or not cooking it fast enough. Alright, what else are we going to need in potatoes? Some butter. And you guys are like, how much is she using? I'm going to use for the recipe, let's see, I'm going to use a half a cup of milk, okay, with 2 pounds of potatoes. This is 1 cup, I'm going to use half. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of butter. That's a lot of butter. But this is not just for one person. Remember, it's going to be like for a portion for about 6 people. Maybe 8. Or maybe 2 if you live here. Because we love potatoes. Alright, so just break up some butter in there. I'm going to use my spurtle. Mix that around. It's really important that you taste your potatoes, you know, as you go along for salt. Like I said, potatoes from the grocery store always need a ton of salt. Potatoes from the farmer's market, they don't need as much salt. They already taste good. Like when you have quality ingredients, you don't need a ton of salt. It's just the way it is. Okay. Alright, so we've got our mashed potatoes here. Excuse my dogs for barking again. Big trouble, David. Big trouble. Alright, let's taste. More salt. Definitely need more salt. Lovely. Alright, mix that in. And mind you, this is only half of what we need, but for time's sake, I'm just going to show you a small portion. And then I want you to come back to my page later, and I will post pictures and the recipe in detail for you. Okay. Alright, and we're going to pretend like these are already cooked. Because ain't nobody got time to wait for that to cook, right? I know you got mouths to feed tonight. You got, I don't know what you got to do. School's over, so you don't have homework. What are you guys doing tonight? Alright. So it goes like this. Potatoes on the base. You get your dish, your casserole dish. Potatoes on the base. Yummy! Then, I like to take some of my greens right here. Try not to burn myself. And they're, as an Italian would say, Silvana, right? Cooked. They're cooked, but I like to say things like Italians. They're cooked. Take your cooked greens and chop. Because you don't want to use a knife for this dish. You just want to spoon it in as quickly as possible, right? So cut it into small pieces. Then you're going to put this as a layer on top of your greens, you see? But it's going to be thicker than that, okay? I'm going to do a little bit more of my cooked greens. They are chopped now. Chopping those greens, chopping those greens. Oh, my cuckoo clock. Let me tell you about the cuckoo clock. That was a wedding present from some of our friends in Germany, and I have named the little bird. You know what his name is? Can you guess? I bet you can't guess. Anybody? His name is Gruner. He's so cute. I love it when it comes out. All right, so we've got our greens. All right, that's a good next level, right? You don't need salt on your greens. Why? I'll tell you why. This right here. Salty, fatty deliciousness. You're gonna put some of that on top. I mean, you can put some salt if you want to, but I don't recommend it. I think it'll be too salty. Bacon's pretty salty on its own. Alright, look, you're going to put that on this layer. Like so. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright, then what? More potatoes. You're going to put the potatoes on top. All around. Scrape it all out because you don't want to waste any. You can kind of smooth it around a little bit. Depending on how big your dish is, you can keep going with the layers, or you can just do a layer of potatoes, greens, and then potatoes on top. I like to put it in just like this, with maybe a little bit of smoked paprika on top for color and flavor, really. Then you're going to put it in the oven until it's browned on top, okay? Why are we not adding the bacon right now? The bacon's already cooked, so if you chop it up and put it on top right now, then it might get overdone like black and burnt. So you don't want burnt bacon, you want crispy bacon. So about 5 minutes before you take it out, chop some bacon up. And sprinkle on top, and voila! This is your potatoes and greens casserole, sort of like my grits and greens, which you could also just take out the potatoes if you like grits instead and make grits and greens. Serve this with whatever you want, but it's good by itself. I'm just telling you right now. Super yummy, super delicious. I never finished my espresso, but you guys kept me awake during this thing. Any questions? Any questions? Nope. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for hanging in with me during all of this quarantine business and for making my day a better day, cooking with me and creating new recipes and having a good time. And thanks to all my Gold Hill people for lifting my spirits over the past few weeks. And I love you all very much. If you have any questions about the recipe, let me know. But like I said, go back to the Facebook page a little bit later tonight, and I'll post the recipe and some pictures step by step, so it's really easy to follow. But I'm telling you, I know this seemed really easy and simple, but your guest will love it. Love it. Just like I love you. Everybody, be well, stay safe, love to you all. See you next week.